Good morning, good morning, good morning,
Good morning.
everyone. Good morning. So, good morning to the Rise and Shine show with Sea Lake Journeys today.
Rise and
I
shine.
know, right?
Well, we're going to have a lot of rise, but not a whole lot of shine
yeah.
because it's really overcast outside from this little thing called a hurricane we got rolling around outside out there.
And the lighting in here is so different today because I've got my
A 400-inch monitor over here.
I had to bring home an extra monitor from work so that if I end up working from home, I have enough computer screens, because at work I typically have 3 computer screens that are all like whatever size that computer screen is.
So I had to put on my SPF 50. It's like the sun over there. SPF 50, I'm good to go now.
So let's start with our jingle. You ready?
Yeah, let's do it. Rise and shine. Join us for a hurricane this morning. Sea Lake Journey crew.
For a hurricane this morning.
Join us for a hurricane this morning.
So the first thing we want to do is say good morning to everyone that's listening and drive. I hope, well, some people could be listening and driving today. Not everyone's in Florida. Listening and driving, or listening and working, or listening and doing other things. We really do appreciate each and every one of you. And we do try to make this show so that if you're not actually watching it, you're not left out, right?
That's right. We want to make it so we keep you awake and entertained and laughing at something. Forget about whatever thing you're going to driving in that car.
So today our topic is about hurricanes and cruises being canceled, because after all, we are in Florida. So
but before you get to that,
we got a lot of things to do.
Yeah, we got a lot of things to do. Yeah.
So first of all, we want to start off by saying a lot of people know that we are in Florida and we are in a very good path of this hurricane. And as of this morning, it's going to hit us at a Hurricane Cat 3.
We're in what they call a cone of certainty.
Yes, we are in the cone of certainty. We are certainly going to get a hurricane. We're just hoping that it hits us at a 3 and not a 4. The last time we had bad hurricanes like this, we were hit at a Cat 5, and that was in 2005, and we were hit by 3 hurricanes back to back.
Yeah, 2-week span, we had 3 of them hit us, and it pretty much ruined the whole place.
Yeah.
everywhere around us.
And then a few years ago, we had a hurricane that just knocked out our power for 2 weeks.
Yeah, ripped out giant trees all around us in our yard.
So just so that you know, a lot of people are saying, you don't have power and you don't have water. Well, this is what happens in Florida. We turn the power company and the water companies, they literally turn the power off or the water off prior to the storm hitting, so that it doesn't cause catastrophic damage to that particular type of infrastructure. And then they turn it back on. So when you hear people say that they don't have water, a lot of times that is on purpose. And then when the weather passes, then they start turning it back on again. So let's say good morning to everyone that's in the chat.
Okay.
So we have the Gaylords is in the house, the glorious Gaylords. Good morning, Gaylords. We're so nice to have you.
And once again, they beat me here this morning.
I know, right?
I'm going to let the Gaylords start this show off from now on. Gaylords, y'all taking charge.
Well, the Gaylords, they do say that they have a tendency to get up early.
I do too. I get up at 4:30, 5 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
But, I'm in here getting stuff ready, writing the notes down and getting stuff going. But
yes.
I think they could help me out and get it done even quicker.
I know, right? And, of course, Mark the Shark. Everyone get your salute
Mark the Shark.
For Mark the Shark.
He
Good
says,
morning, Mark the Shark.
Hello, beautiful people.
And the Gaylords, yes, we are safe. So far, we don't anticipate any major damage to our home or anything like that. Our home was built up on a little bit higher ground, but our yard and the street is probably going to be underwater, but that's okay.
Yeah, it'll be take your canoe to work again next week.
Take your canoe
but as you
to work.
remember, last week it was take your canoe to work for a whole week here just because of regular rain.
I think that was 2 weeks ago.
Well, yeah, maybe it was. Yeah, 2 weeks ago. You're right. Eddie Lugo is in the house. He says, good morning, Sea Lake Journeys, and good morning to all y'all people. Brooklyn in the house. Good morning, rise to the day. Que pasa, peoples.
Que pasa, peoples.
Good morning, Eddie
and
Lugo.
Once again, I love your new logo. And the Fearless Rambler is in the house, and he is almost awake.
We're going to get you up, George. Don't worry. Fearless Rambler, we will wake you up.
And we have Law Jones is in the house. Good morning.
Good morning from the Great Lakes, and good morning to you, Mr. Law Jones.
And we have Jeffrey Schmidt is in the house as usual on his way to Planet Fitness.
On his way to Planet Fitness. That's right. Jeffrey goes in and he gets his workout on while he's listening to us. He gets his mind stimulated.
He does.
Stimulated with intellectual facts and some comedy too.
There you go. And good morning to Party of Two Cruising.
Party of Two.
I know. So we got to meet Party of Two face to face on the Freedom, and we regret that we didn't get to spend much time with them, but we were never in the same location at the same time.
We were always passing each other. They were going where we were coming, and we were going where they was coming. We were,
Yes. So maybe one day we can hook up again, or on the channels, of course. But we did enjoy meeting Party of Two Cruising on the Freedom, and they've already got vlogs out. We are supposed to have a premiere go tonight at 6:00. But it all depends on, I'm sorry, at 6:30, but it all depends on what the power is doing here, whether or not it will be uploaded in time.
That's the plan, though. So stay tuned for
So
6:30.
stay tuned. That's right.
We got something. I don't know what.
We don't know what.
It might be about squeaky toys. By the way, thanks again to SCT for my great birthday gift.
So we have Law Jones here. What are you saying, Law?
Was it a Ion? What was at a Lawn hits the keys party online for the last day? Not sure if I am here or not.
Oh, okay. So he might be here. He might not be here.
Who's here?
Okay. Law Jones.
Oh, you're here.
You're
here. Do you hear a squeaky? If you heard that, you're here.
And good morning to Renee. Good morning, Renee. So glad to have you with us.
Good morning, Renee.
And Travel or Bust. Travel or Bust, baby.
I feel like I'm going to bust because I ate too much this morning.
I love that name, Travel or Bust, because I feel like that's someone get me on a cruise ship, or I am literally going to bust out at the seams.
Yep, that's great. Glad to have you here. Travel or Bust.
Good morning. Good morning. And Law Jones, what's he got to say here?
There you go. It says main camera was on buoy at the southernmost point of the U.S.
Yes.
Oh,
so we saw that. And okay, so a lot of those people that were at the southern buoy at mile marker 0 in Key West, and you saw them, the waves coming over and crashing over on that. Local law enforcement does not like that. You would not believe how many people get injured from that water rushing over them and knocking them down onto that concrete pier. It's not suggested to do that. I know it makes a great photo and you can say, hey, I survived this, but it's not really
probably not a good idea.
A good idea. It's really not. Let's see. The Gaylords is saying that the big screen makes it nice for watching YouTube. I know, right? That's like a TV monitor over there.
I'm getting sunburnt over here, let me tell you.
And we have Kathy Mills is in the house. Good morning, Kathy.
Good morning,
nice
Kathy.
To have you with us.
She's listening while leaving for work.
I love the listeners and drivers when listening while doing other things.
I do that myself when I'm on my way to the gym. You know, like Jeffrey Schmidt's doing. I have a YouTube on. I have a YouTube channel on.
So good morning, See Me Traveling, and we have.
Good morning,
we want
Kurt.
to tell everyone what our little gift was from See Me Traveling. We got shot glasses.
Look at that
say.
CME Traveling, and it says because tequila said I could.
Because tequila said I could.
Why are you doing that? Because tequila said I could.
So once again, thank you for the shot glasses and everything
Awesome.
else. And we had a great time with CME. And once again, we didn't spend enough time with them either. But, we tried to not step on other people's vlogging times. We needed to vlog. They needed to vlog. And, but we did get to spend some time with them. And Meg, good morning, Meg.
Good morning, Meg. Howdy. She's walking to her apartment and listening.
Thank you, Meg. Good morning.
Good morning.
Let's see. What else?
Excuse me.
The chat is jumping all over the place.
Yeah, so I'll report to you the weather that's here this morning in Central Florida. I mean, we're right in the middle of the state, okay? It's just overcast, a little bit windy, drizzly rain. Nothing here that's
not yet.
Not yet. So
and Party of Two Cruising, I know that they live over in Tampa, and they're saying that their cruise on the Paradise was canceled, and that's supposed to be leaving tomorrow. And yes, we're going to be talking about some of the cancellations, and we're so sorry that your cruise was canceled, but we're glad that you're safe. Our children live in Tampa as well, so you guys are on the what side
West
of
Coast.
that? The
West Coast.
Well, I know it's the West Coast, but what side of it is the hurricane?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
Let's see. Let me catch up some more. Meg says, kangaroo. Good morning, kangaroo.
Kangaroo.
Yes.
Haven't heard that in a while.
Let's see. And Law Jones says he's heading in the direction of the squeaky.
Follow the squeaky. Follow the squeaky, Law.
Okay. So I think we've said good morning to everyone. And so let's get on.
Show them what you got.
So SCT Adventures also gave me my award for winning the trivia on their show the week before we left. So I'm going to try to show this to you. Are you ready? It's kind of heavy.
I better help her.
It takes like 2 people to lift it up.
It's heavy.
I got the brain.
Too much power. We can't hold it very long, y'all.
Let me say, if you win a brain from SCT, I don't know what the shipping costs them on these things, but it has got to be. I mean, like I had Sew Machine delivered one time. They delivered on a flatbed truck. I'm not sure what the postage is going to be for delivering these brains to people that win them, but hey.
Yeah, we dropped it on the way in. It cracked about 4 tiles. We're going to have to replace them there now.
Okay, so it's time to get on with the show.
Yes, let's get on with it.
So, first of all, our positive affirmation for today goes along with the hurricanes.
Does it?
It does. It says, be strong because things will get better. It may be stormy now, but it will never rain forever.
That's true. Eventually, the rain's going to quit. The wind's going to quit. It's all going to clear up, and there you go.
Yep. And Meg has won a brain, too, and she's telling me to be careful because that thing is very heavy.
Hey, did I write the right page down?
I don't know. Did you write the right page down?
That don't look right to me. Oh, no. Don't tell me I wrote the wrong page down. Because I don't see what I was going to do.
So while Chet's looking for his page, we want to say welcome to the 32. Is it 32?
Yes, 32.
The 32 new subscribers that we got on our channel from being on the Carnival Freedom, as well as some people that just randomly found us. We love it when people find us. So thank you to all the new subscribers to our channel.
Yes.
Make sure you hit the notification bell so that you know when we have videos coming out. We have videos that come out every Wednesday at 6:30 every month. I'm sorry, let me back up. We have premieres that come out every Monday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, every Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We have a Saturday night game show that comes on at 6 p.m.
Yes.
And then, of course, we have this morning show for 30 minutes every day at 8 a.m. except for Sunday.
Okay, so I've got my useless knowledge.
Great.
Yes. Okay, check this out. Did you know that ghosts appear in 4 Shakespearean plays? Julius Caesar, Richard III, Hamlet, and Macbeth. And you know where else ghosts appeared?
Are we going to go with the ghost thing again?
Our cabin on the Carnival Conquest.
Oh my gosh.
That room was haunted.
He is never going to let it go that on the Carnival Conquest that room was haunted. He's
you,
never going to let go of that.
Go back and watch that room, that vlog on our cabin on the Carnival Conquest, and tell me if that room wasn't haunted.
The Fearless Rambler says that he's a scarecrow. All he needs is a brain. And we have Paul Vines has joined us. Good morning, PSV Odyssey.
PSV
Odyssey. You're having a great day. And Meg says, welcome to all the new kangaroos.
If you want to know what's going on in YouTube today, go to Mr. Paul S. Vines on Facebook or PSV Odyssey and find out. He has the whole rundown for you what's going on today on YouTube.
Yes. So what's our second useless fact of the day?
The second one is the Bible has been translated into Klingon.
The Bible has been translated into Klingon for who?
I guess the Klingons.
The Klingons need to know about the Bible?
Well, they were told to go out and make sure the word got to everybody, and I guess it's even going to get to the Klingons now.
Oh, good grief.
Hey, I didn't make it up. I'm just reading it to you.
That's so stupid. Okay, so what are we talking about today?
We're talking about how hurricanes can affect your cruise.
Yes, so we already know that Party of Two Cruising, they are in the chat, and their cruise has been canceled.
That's right. There's been 2 cruises canceled. The Carnival Paradise sailing from Tampa tomorrow has been canceled.
Yes.
Also, the Carnival Elation sailing tomorrow from Jacksonville has been canceled. Now, there are 2 more cruises on the bubble. That's the Carnival Liberty sailing on September 30th out of Port Canaveral, and the Carnival Sunshine on October 1st sailing out of Charleston. Those 2 right now are sketchy. We don't know.
If you're not familiar with it, you can actually go on the internet and find out where ships are. So I went on this morning and I found where the ships are. And I think it's called the cruiser map. And I want you to look at this map. There is nothing hardly on the, what would that be, the western side of Florida. If they're on the western side of Florida, they're
way out there.
They're either way out there or they are at marinas. The little purple and the little tiny teal colors, those are smaller boats. But that red and the ones that look like a, I guess that would be a triangle, they are actual ships. So if you notice way over in the Bahamas area, a lot of the cruise ships are hanging out in the Bahamas and down towards Mexico, Cozumel and all that. I know that Party of Two Cruising said that the Paradise was just going to hang out in Cozumel and ride the storm out there. But it's funny to see where they just like disperse. So, and if you notice Port Canaveral up here on that would be the eastern coast, you don't see any big ships over in Port Canaveral. They're all down in the Bahamas. So that's kind of a fun thing to watch. If you're ever on a cruise ship or waiting for your cruise to come, you can always go there and track your specific cruise ship. And it'll show you where it is.
Where is your ship?
Yeah, where's your ship?
Where's that ghost at that's on that ship?
There's no ghost on the Carnival Conquest.
I'm pretty sure there is. It's room 6208.
It's not room 6208.
So let me tell you, a hurricane can impact your cruise in several different ways. Number one, your embarkation port got closed and it cancels your cruise, just like what happened to the Paradise from Tampa and the Elation from Jacksonville. They are in that little old cone of uncertainty, close enough that they have canceled. They've closed those ports and the cruise ships are no longer sailing. Your cruise is canceled.
But the Gaylords have a great comment here.
Throw it up there.
Wouldn't we all just love to hang out in the Bahamas waiting for a storm to, just pass by?
Yeah, I would. I'm with you there.
And here's Traveler Bus says,
we're sailing on Margaritaville on Saturday out of Palm Beach. Fingers crossed. By Saturday, West Palm
should be good. Yeah, by Saturday should be good. But the problem is not necessarily whether or not the ports in the United States can take you where the port you were going to has suffered damage or not.
Luckily, they're just going to Nassau though, so they'll be okay there.
Right. So a lot of times, when your cruise gets canceled, or if the cruise is going to go again and it's taking you to an unplanned port that you were not planned to go to, I know it's upsetting if you went on a cruise or wanted to go on a cruise to a specific port and now that port is canceled. But it's canceled for your safety and your well-being and the safety and well-being of everyone. So, I know it's upsetting, but try not to be too upset. And then we're gonna comment here from Eddie.
Eddie Lugo, what we got? Sea Lake Journey's pirate ghost, old relative or kin of yours, Chet? I didn't recognize this ghost, Eddie. It was a stranger to me.
And Traveler Bus says that they are heading to the Grand Bahamas. So we're just going to hope that their cruise.
They should be okay as far as we can tell at the moment. Another reason, though, you can get your cruise canceled from a hurricane is the airport being closed. And maybe your cruise is in California, but you got to get on the airport today out of Tampa, and I'm going to miss my flight.
Yesterday, I might get the actual time wrong, but yesterday I do believe that the Tampa Bay airport shut down at 2:00. So if you were trying to get a flight out of Tampa or Orlando, because the Orlando airport was shut down too, but I think Orlando airport didn't get shut down until like 5 or 6 o'clock. I could be wrong on the time, so please don't quote me on the times and don't correct me on the times because I'm already correcting myself. But if you were wanting to get on a plane to fly out of Florida to, say, California to get on a cruise that went to Alaska, you may not have gotten to get on your cruise because the airlines were shut down.
Yeah, so the airport being closed because of a hurricane can affect your cruise.
Yes. So Meg, she's one of our moderators. She's in the chat right now, and she is putting up links to people's channels. And Meg, if you don't mind, would you please put up the link to Party of Two Cruising, our new friends that we met? We actually were following Party of Two Cruising before we ever met them. So we are very familiar with them. They have a great show. And any other channels that Meg is great and awesome. She's already putting them. She's put up Party of Two Cruising as I'm saying it. So I know she was already doing it.
So also the ports where you're going on your cruise. Maybe our cruise port's okay, and you get to sail out that day, and you're heading down to a place that the hurricane has already been. That port may be closed.
Right. Yes.
So you get down there and the port's closed, and it's going to affect your itinerary. So now they're going to change your itinerary, saying, well, we can't go there because they got no power. So instead of going to Cozumel, we're going to go to Costa Maya. So you're going to have a change in your itinerary because of the hurricane.
We were on a cruise ship one year, and we were diverting a storm, and we ended up in Cozumel twice.
Yeah.
And a lot of people on the same ship, on the same cruise, and a lot of people were upset that we went back to Cozumel. But Cozumel has so much to do that
I was okay with it.
we were okay with
I'd
it.
rather do that than be in a hurricane on a ship.
Ain't that the truth? I'd rather be in Cozumel twice.
Hurricane on a ship, Cozumel twice.
There you go.
Mm.
That's it.
I mean, who are you going to be mad at?
Right. So we got 10 more minutes before we all go over to See Me Traveling. So
Also, the port may have been closed because of. I've already covered that. Okay. Let me go on. So it may be affected. A lot of things could have happened to that port. It could have been flooded. It could have been damaged by the wind, buildings, roofs blown off, power grids down. That's a big
Yes.
problem in a lot of places. We know Florida is probably the best setup in the world for hurricanes for as far as power grids. So if ours go down, you know the places in the Caribbean is going to be down, and ours gets fixed like really quick compared to what happens to them. It could be weeks, months.
well,
And we've gone to places where a year later they've
Yes.
still had issues
Mhm.
because of hurricanes.
And Puerto Rico is part of the United States, and their power grid is still down from this hurricane. And I know that when the storm passes, we're going to be doing more to help their infrastructure be stronger so that it's not down for so long. We have a couple of people saying some things in the chat I want to put up here real
Okay.
quick. Here you go. Meg says that Cozumel is so diverse. Yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely. You can go there and see.
If you
multiple
can't find
things.
something to do in Cozumel, you ain't looking, because there's a million things to do in
Right.
Cozumel.
And travel or bust.
We just need to be flexible during these times. If you're on a cruise, woohoo!
Yes. And
Did I say that right?
Eddie Lugo says that he just subbed to Party of Two Cruising. And you know what? Whenever we put these things up in the chat for other channels, we're not saying, first of all, we do not believe in sub for sub. I just want to put that out there. We want you to sub to their channel because you enjoy their content and that you're going to watch their content. So that's my little disclaimer.
That being said, check out Eddie Lugo. Eddie Lugo is awesome. Eddie Lugo, he's the man. One of my
So
favorite guys out
Eddie
there.
says, what does Eddie say here?
Sea Lake Journeys. My sister got power back, and she lives on the northwest side of the island.
In Puerto Rico.
Oh, that's great.
Yes.
That's pretty quick
That
down
was,
there, Eddie.
yes.
Yeah.
But we were working really hard to try to get their
Yeah.
infrastructure back. And
Thanks
it's
for that
much
update.
stronger. Yes.
That's an update that a lot of people ain't getting. We got one right there firsthand.
Hmm.
So also, a lot of times islands in the Caribbean will have trouble getting supplies back in. And so your cruise may be diverted because they just got enough for their own people. They ain't got enough for a whole cruise ship coming in,
Right.
to swallow up all their food and supplies and everything.
Yes. So, that's the other thing that right now in Alabama, there are a staging area in Alabama right now for Florida. So they've got the power trucks there. They've got water supplies. They've got MRE supplies waiting for the storm to pass Florida to bring all that right here into Florida. We're very fortunate that we live in the United States and it's like that for us. Now, what we do for Puerto Rico is we had ships off the coast of Puerto Rico waiting for the storm to pass for Puerto Rico to bring those same supplies in. But, nowadays we can see that storms are coming sooner. And a lot of cruise lines, what they do is they deliver supplies to some of these islands that are cut off. So if your ship is diverted, remember, we're trying to make sure everyone is safe and everyone is still got everything that they need to survive. And, Party of Two Cruising says, thank you for sharing their channel. Always, always, always. You are more than welcome. And Fearless Rambler says, Meg, don't forget your own channel.
That's right,
exactly
Meg.
right, Meg.
Thank you, George. Yes,
And
Meg, put your channel up.
Meg
there.
has changed up her content on her show just a little bit. And so make sure that you go check out her new type of content that she's doing.
Okay, so another thing that can happen on your cruise too is you could have a delay in your return back home. The Disney Wish is supposed to return September 30th, I believe, to Port Canaveral. And so they may be delayed coming back until the next day. That can happen to you if you're on a cruise ship and there's a hurricane out there.
Well, obviously, the Paradise that Party of Two Cruising is supposed to get on is already delayed, and they're hanging out in Cozumel. So those passengers are already delayed getting back to Tampa. because if they're not going to be in Tampa to pick up passengers, they're not going to be in Tampa to drop off passengers.
There you go. 'Cause you know if they're late picking you up, they're late dropping somebody off too.
That's right. That's right.
But right now it's the Disney Wish looking at it also. I wanted to make sure we threw that in there. So with this hurricane coming, how's it going to affect your cruise? Do you book a hurricane?
Do you book a hurricane? I hope
Do you
don't
book a hurricane during cruising season? Who booked this hurricane? I want to know. No, do you book cruise during hurricane season? We do. We just got off of one.
Yes, we do. So the other thing I wanted to add was that I drew a blank.
So, hey, put it in your chat if you are not afraid to book a cruise during hurricane season.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. So if you book a cruise in September out of Florida, going to the Caribbean, you are probably going to hear something about a hurricane, because even though hurricane season starts in June and ends in October, September is the strongest month for hurricanes.
And you can tell that by looking at the bookings. The cruising out of Florida in September has usually got a lower price than the rest of the year. Check that out. See if I'm right.
And not only that, if you are planning a cruise in September and you don't mind, because Meg doesn't mind going in hurricane season, just make sure that you have enough supplies with you that if you get seasick, because the current is going to be different, and normally it's nice and smooth, and it's going to be a little more rocky. And the Fearless Rambler says I have not booked one.
Well, you need to come on down here, George, and book you one. Book you a cruise during hurricane season. We'll go with you.
There you go. So once again, we want to thank each and every one of you for joining us this morning. Is there anything else we need to cover before we?
Are we done? I didn't think we are. We done? Okay.
I guess we're
done.
done.
We're done. You're running us off. Huh?
Well, I don't know if I'm running this off or not.
So anyway, put in the chat there if you are not afraid to book a cruise.
Traveler Bus says they don't mind cruising during hurricane season either. We live in Florida. It doesn't bother us. The Gaylord says that we are cruising in 31 days. And that's still technically hurricane season. Party of Two Cruising says, I have one a month, so I go every season, LOL. Oh, we do have seasons in Florida. Yes, we do have seasons in Florida. They're just really, really close together, and they're weirder seasons than everybody else has. I love that Party of Two Cruising.
Yeah, snowbird season and hurricane season.
And Party of Two Cruising, for you guys to go once a month. Both of y'all must be retired. I still work. Chet's retired. I wish we could go once every month.
We couldn't afford to go if we wasn't retired.
I know, right?
We want to, though.
And Eddie Lugo says he likes going around his birthday in January. Well, we typically go in May because the kids are still in school.
We have literally been on a cruising every month except October.
Yep.
We have never cruised in October because fiscal year. She can't go in October.
No, and we usually do the rundown. Do you not have Paul's rundown up?
No, but that's why I advertise for them, because my phone's out on the charger again.
Okay. So, Fearless, we're trying to get everything charged up so that when we don't have power, things are at least charged up, and we have lights. And the Fearless Rambler says, fun times, good luck during the storm, and my prayers are with you all. Well, thank you very much, Fearless Rambler. And our prayers go out to everyone else as well. Lowell Jones says he wouldn't mind relocating to the Caribbean. He would book that.
Yeah.
And Party of Two Cruising says 26 more days to retirement for Terry. Oh, I am jealous. I am jealous big time, because I got 7 more years. And Meg says that she can't cruise during the fourth quarter. This cruise that we just did, I kind of snuck it in because that's the end of the fiscal year for us.
And then she comes home and have to shut down for 2 days because of the hurricane.
Yeah, I should be at work today and tomorrow, but we're shut down because of the hurricane. And it depends on Friday if I'm working from home or not. So here's
Eddie says his daughter lives in New York with the grandkids. My son's in Baltimore, so we are free to go whenever, but mostly in January. Hey, January is a good time to cruise too. Oh, our dog's having a dream down there.
Baby Enzo's having a dream. Baby Enzo, he doesn't. Baby Enzo, it's okay.
He's having a puppy dream.
He's having a puppy dream. He doesn't like the storms and stuff. And the frogs are so loud outside today that Ringo is barking at all of them.
Hey, y'all, thanks for joining us.
Party of Two Cruising. What did they say? Stay safe. Going to go eat breakfast on
the
Lido. And the Gaylord says that they're cruising from Baltimore. So we want to thank all of you for joining. We're out of here. Until next time, we'll see you around the channel. Rise and shine. Hope you
had a hurricane this morning.
No, we don't want to have a hurricane.
Let's start that again.
Rise and shine. Hope you had a laugh this morning. Sea Leg Journey Cruise.
See you tomorrow.
See you around the channel
or tonight.
or tonight.
See you tonight.